Hi there, my name is Andy Bryce and I've got the wonderful job of being collections manager here at the National Arboretum at Westonbirt. So we're here to show support for Arbor Day UK. Now here at Westonbirt we plant about 200 new trees and shrubs every single year, and some of these come from our wild seed collection trips, but we also propagate from our material that we have here already within the collection. And shortly you're going to watch a video from Penny, our world-class tree propagator, showing you how to take hardwood cuttings, particularly from the Acer species. Have a great day.
When collecting cuttings material, the time of day is very important. Ideally, cuttings should be taken in the morning or when it is cool and damp, or even when it's raining. Where possible, avoid sunny conditions. A data collection form should be completed for each plant collected from, with reference numbers corresponding to those of the labels. A doubled labelling method is advantageous. Writing a label out that then goes on the inside of the collecting bag, as well as writing a label on the outside of the bag with a waterproof pen. At this point, a herbarium specimen should also be prepared. Spraying the inside of the bags will keep your cuttings fresher, but it is best not to spray the bags if you are collecting plants with hairy foliage. Disinfect your secateurs or knives before making any cuttings. It is very important that the disinfectant dries before the cutting is taken. When taking the cuttings, it is very important to make sure the material is free from pest and disease. Shoots should have a good extension growth and ideally be around 10 to 15 centimetres long, though this may not always be possible. The cuttings we are taking are known as greenwood cuttings, where the tops are in between soft and the bottoms are just about firm. Shoots with flower buds should be avoided, but if this is not possible, then flower buds should be removed. Now put the cuttings in a container. In this case it's a cool box with damp moss. A rucksack could also be used, but it's important to keep your cuttings out of direct sunlight during transportation. Now we can go back to the potting shed and prepare the cuttings. Collected cuttings should go into a fridge on arrival at the nursery, though it is not a good idea to put cuttings that have become very hot during transportation straight into the fridge, as this will induce shock. Labelling and accessioning the material at the nursery is very important, and it is also advisable to only label one collection at a time. As well as keeping your tools clean and disinfected, the surfaces on which you will be preparing the cuttings should also be sterilised and kept clean. There are many different rooting media that can be used, though principally it is important to use a mix that is very free draining. The cuttings compost should be firmed into the pot in order to be able to hold the cuttings upright in place. Again, make sure that your secateurs or knife is nice and sharp and disinfected before use. The stem should be cut through just below a node. Then go on to remove the leaf, petioles and bud, and be careful not to rip the stem. Once the cutting has been prepared, it is dipped into a rooting hormone which will encourage better root initiation. Make sure that you tap off any excess rooting hormone before putting into the pot. Each and every pot of cuttings should be labelled individually. Once the cuttings have been put in pot, the cuttings should be lightly watered before going into a mist system with a heated bench. The bench temperature is 18 to 21 degrees and the mist creates a high humidity environment. The next thing to do is to fill in a Global Trees Campaign propagation protocol form. This should be completed for each species worked with. This is a living document and should be updated as new information arises, such as the number of days the cutting takes to root and when it is potted up and such other information.